All right, good afternoon, everyone. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, so we are going to prepare ourselves for Monday, right? And welcome to Pure Knowledge, right? Here we offer classes, but sometimes we give classes for free, just when we see their needs of assistance. So we will be looking, it's a whole day marathon and part of tomorrow as well, if you can make it, where we'll be looking at the new topics as well as some of the old topics as well. I'll ask you to please mute your mics if you're not participating actively in the session. Thank you. So someone asked which year paper this is. This is the specimen paper for this year because um it's a new syllabus. The syllabus has been adjusted. So we'll be looking at how the questions will be looking like on Monday. All right. So let's go. So the first question is pretty simple. Says to identify two family types other than single parent family. And yes, you guys can tell me two family types.
Blended family and extended family.
We have extended family, blended family. Anybody anything else?
Joint family.
Nuclear.
Organized.
Yeah.
Sibling family.
Okay. All
Pasta.
right. Okay. Great. So guys, if you're going to actively disrupt the session, I'll have to rearrange it a bit. All right. There's no time for idling now. All right. So yes, we have nuclear, sibling, extended, blended, and we have reconstituted family types. And any one of those two we would accept.
Mm-hmm. But be soil fermented.
All right. I am going to, yes. Okay. Moving on. Next question states to next question states to outline two factors that contribute to the changing roles of males in Caribbean family.
Female having a better free education or equal education as men.
Equal education. Okay. What else? That is correct.
Sir, technology.
What about technology?
There's more technology in our society, so people won't really need wait, no. Um we won't really need people to be doing a lot of work since technology is now being used for a lot of jobs and stuff. So
Okay.
Mm.
And
The
technology
woman
does
right?
technology does not only speak about computers, but what else does technology speak to when it comes on to changing roles of men?
It's a job opportunity.
Sir, I'm not seeing the question clearly.
Machinery, household appliances.
Right. So we are talking about household appliances. Good. So you have times when women used to have to do everything by them hand. Them have to wash, them have to cook, them have to clean with them hand. Right? Now we have things like washing machine. We have things like vacuum. We have things like household appliances that makes life easier. So yes, technology can be accepted, not only just computers and phones, but also about the household appliances using technology, right? So let's look at our answers. More women are working outside of the home, therefore males in the family have to assist with caring for children and taking care of the home, right? Society views and believes about traditional role of males have evolved, and so it is more acceptable for males to care for children and take care of the home. Additionally,
Woman
in
right.
many in many Caribbean families, an increasing number of women have become professionals and no longer feel dependent on males to be the main breadwinner or disciplinarian, right? And we can talk about both girls and boys having equal access to education. We talked about that already, and we talked about technology, right? Technology has facilitated more males working from home and adapting to stay home, to being stay home dads, right? Yeah, so is there everything clear on that?
Yes, as equality.
Woman right.
Please go. I did not hear that.
So could you say women rights? Like women have
Oh,
the right to do things now. Some
no,
males.
no, not really. Women rights. Um, rights.
So
I
what about
explain fully what me here.
Yeah, okay, so for instance, women getting the right to go to schools and having better education, and women having um getting accepted into jobs because saying it getting accepted into jobs and them overall like climbing up on the social ladder, I guess.
Okay, if you explain like that, it should be fine. But you'll have to make difference. You have to show the contrast of old time versus now, or traditional time versus now. So you'll have to say something like, back then women were, subjected to just staying home, but now they have rights to do. And yes, it's literally the same thing that you are saying that's on the paper.
Sir, and
Anything?
having more
Mm-hmm.
leisure time.
Go again.
Women having more leisure time. They don't have to be in the house 24/7. They can go out for
They
like
have more. They have more what? I didn't hear that.
leisure time. Leisure time.
Oh, leisure time. Um, I wouldn't like that one because I don't think that's really a change. We're talking about changing roles. We're talking about um, the traditional roles of women and how that has changed, right? So the woman role affect the man role, right? So woman role affect men in the sense that if women are now working, right, males now have to assist with taking care of the children and taking care of the home. It's very important that you don't misread the question. Because the question is saying outline the factors that contribute to the changing roles of males. So what makes the role of males change is the roles of women. So women are now working, right? And because women are now working, the males now have to assist with the caring aspect of the home, right? Males' roles change because society views about women have changed, right? Society believes about traditional roles of men also have changed. Because one time back, um, if you are a woman or you are a man, sorry, and you're seen washing or cooking, other men would have look by you and discriminate you. Now, if a man a wash or a man a cook, no woman, nobody not saying anything because society accept that narrative of men now cooking. So now the society views have changed. That's why male role are now changing. And the next point is saying that in the Caribbean family, an increasing number of women become professional, right? So women are now not depending on men anymore. Women now are getting their own jobs. So if women now are becoming less dependent on men, then men, the role of men don't change because men was solely about going to work and taking care of women, right? Now, men view about that has changed because women now have become independent, right? Technology allow males to actually work and be stay-home dad. So just watch the question. The question is saying change the roles of males, right? So if you are saying about women rights, you will have to say that because women rights have changed in the sense that women now have access to education and that the men role now has changed also in response to that. So you have to type back with the question. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I know that this is not for all the Caribbean, but can there be one of the changes for the roles of men is that back in the days when men used to be they used to be away from their wives or spouses during the time of labor. Can there be a change of role where men now in some Caribbean islands are getting their what you call it their paternity leave? Can that be a change in role?
Not really.
Okay.
Because the role will be actively what a person is doing in the house or what a person does. That's what a role is. So like the role of me is to teach, right? So what the how does that role, the responsibility of me has changed, right? So the leave is not necessarily uh the leave is not necessarily a role, it's just a situation, right? Okay, next question. So the next question states that a magistrate in the family court in your country has expressed concern over the number of parents who lack effective parenting skills, saying to suggest two strategies, right, that could be implemented to assist parents with providing appropriate guidance to their children and explain why each strategy suggested in it will be successful as social study love to do. So what are some strategies that could help with parents who lack effective parenting?
Honestly,
Educating them, education.
So you would choose education. All right, so put that now in a sentence or two.
Right. To educate them, you like show them the way of how you should effectively be a parent and how a parent should act around their children. And how it would work is that they'll be better parent to their children and will have better bring up of the child or something.
All right. So you're saying education. All right. So you're saying educate them, but how would you educate them?
have a counseling session.
Have a counseling session. All right.
Seminars.
Seminars. So what one thing
Putting
is that
foundation.
when you're writing the strategies, right? Your strategies must be clear. So even if you're saying you are going to educate them, you need to say in what forum are you going to educate them, right? So you could say something like, all right, then creating seminars, right, to assist parents in da 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 da. Right? So your thing is supposed to be a little bit structured. So you can say, do you want to say parent mentorship? Something like that. And then state then why would that be successful. So you will say educate them on ways of parenting and actually ways of parenting and how would I put this now? And the necessary skills you will need to parent a child. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And why you said that would be successful? Why would educating the parents be successful?
To let them no, to having the child bring up, having the child growing up properly and in a stable environment.
Mm. That's the answer.
Yes, sir.
So remember your answer now. So remember, the answer is why the parents. Why the parent? Why your strategy would be successful? So your strategy is educating. So why you think educating the parent? Why you think that would work? That's what it really is asking you. So your
May I say
answer,
something, sir?
your answer a while ago a little bit kind of vague, specific to what you are saying. Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Also, in sensitizing them, having these seminars and sensitizing these parents, they
Mhm.
are now better able to deal with the children at home on their level, and they will be able to now
Mhm.
solve, as in they will know how to handle a situation. For example, a child who throws tantrum, she would know the measure of discipline that is to be given to that child, and that will help the mother and child, and even bonding during that time.
Okay. Right. I like that response. The response that your response have to be, so if you give an action or you give a strategy, is why that action will be important. So if you're educating the children, you would start educating the parents. You would then say that that education would be successful because it brings awareness. It brings awareness. It make the parents know that, all right, then this is how you should go. That is how you should go. And then eventually they will become better parents. Yes, let's hear some more.
So maybe the one for educating them, why the strategy would work could be that in the settings where so for example, the seminar, other parents would be at the seminar and they could like learn and discuss together on the on how it would help. So there's
Mhm.
like so they could learn together as like a community or in a settings where they give and get advice from each other on how to better parenting.
Okay. Understand. So it's like so what you're trying to say is one of the strategy could be create a peer session then, right? Because then you would put similar parents and let them learn from each other, right? And why that would be successful is because parents would normally feel comfortable talking to each other rather than talking to a stranger. So that could be one reason why that would be successful. So you will get more from the parent Then the parents get more from the session because they're interacting with each other. So because they're interacting with each other, they would feel more comfortable rather than me there, a stranger. They don't know me, right? So yes. Let me look in the chat and see what's going on. Another way parents can try to have more family time with the children. Remember, we are not talking about the, we are talking about how we are saying, please to listen to the question, guys. I read the question. One of the biggest thing you can go and do on Monday is to beat yourself. And beating yourself means that you go and do not interpret the question properly and give away your grade. All right? The question is asking how the magistrate in the family court in your country has expressed concern about a number of parents who lacked effective parenting. So we want strategies on how to help the parent. So saying family time wouldn't necessarily be correct because that's not helping the parent. What would be helping the parent? Right, we see somebody say having media coverage online, maybe on the radio. Okay, how would media coverage actually help the parent?
Buy a
It
book on parenting, sir.
buy a book on
Well,
parenting.
parents could have
Or there could be like a podcast dedicated for helping to be better parents. So there could have be like a specific channel or something like that with a podcast talking about discussing like the benefits of being a better parent and how to help, and they could have guest speakers coming in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Now, why would that be successful? Let's see if we can wrap up that.
For one, it could be entertaining, so it like grab the parents' attention, so they're like more focused on listening. And it could like have like a lot of coverage where it's like a hour long podcast session,
Mm-hmm.
um where they go into details and give examples, and people with past experience could come and probably interact. So like they could call, give a number where they could call and come and talk and have.
Sure, sure.
Yes,
That's your name, right?
yes, sir.
Are you gone way off a topic there, so. Right, come back home now. You made an excellent suggestion of having a podcast. All of that is excellent. Full marks. Right? When you're talking about why to be successful, why would your podcast be successful? One thing you said that it would be, you said it would be more entertaining for the parents. That's what you said.
Yes, sir.
That's
That's
a
what.
good one. So add something to that now. Let me see.
Okay. It'd be entertaining because they could have interactions where parents could call in and have discussion on how to better parent or give advice.
But that not answer why it would be successful, you know. So you need something like this. You say it would be more entertaining. One of the things would make your point go home is that it would capture younger parents. That's one point. It would definitely capture younger parents because younger parents no want go on a seminar. Young people not like go a seminar. Most of you guys they want to on the Zoom call right now, just because I have exam Monday. Right? So no like them something there. But on technology, a podcast is more attention grabbing. It grab more attention, it grab your vibes, grab your energy. So one of the reasons why it would be more successful is because it would grab the younger parents, and you could say that younger parents make up a very large majority of the Caribbean countries. You see where I come from now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's look at some ways. Some of the ways could be a parent mentorship, right? It supports parent mentorship program. Please to mute your mic. Parent mentorship, right? Support program. So a support program can be established through the church or the school where parents can partner with each other and give support. And that's what somebody was saying before, right? The parent mentorship support, right? And then another one would be, then why would that be successful? In the mentorship or support programs, parents can learn from each other's experience. They can share ideas on parenting and provide guidance for their children, right? So we talk about that one already. So we just fix it up. So this is part of the thing that you guys should be doing is not swatting only, but also look how you structure it. So the strategy is just a strategy, and why it is successful, you have to explain why it is successful, right? Why this is successful because parents can learn from each other and they can share ideas on parenting and they probably feel more comfortable doing so, right, with themselves. A next reason could that parents who go before the family court should be ordered to participate in mandatory parenting class. Because remember that they went to the court, not because the court say they need to go. Parents are gonna go. So they should make sure that them make it mandatory, make it be a must that you must go. Right? So the court, why would that be successful? Because it forces the parents who need it to actually go. And then when they go, they will get the knowledge and the skill that they need to
Magistrate.
provide guidance for their parent. I'm going to say this again. Please to mute your mics. If you're not participating, mute your mic. Right? So that is another reason, right? Then now we could say that school counselors can hold parenting session for the parent, right? For the parent body at their school. So they could get the school counselors involved, right? And since why would that be successful? Since the school is compulsory for children, 5 to 16 years, these facilities have access to parents all over the country. Right? So you must get them. Once you get the school involved, the parents have to be involved because you have access to them. The schools have access to them, right? Because there are what you would call we call them directory. Each child would have a file of their parent and the school have that file, right? So yes.
Sir,
Yes.
about you have a social media turn on.
Not hearing that, sir. You're mumbled.
Sir, Master, if you have a status search turn on like social media so that your child will get part of the corruption.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not hearing it clearly. You're saying something about social media, but I'm not hearing it clearly.
Sir, Master, if you turn on one status search on social media.
Not hearing, sir. Try type it in the chat. Right, so moving on. Again, seem like I'm going to end this Zoom thing, because you guys are keep talking some inappropriate things in the background. All right. Dana, please to close your mic for me, please. If you disrupt the call, I'll have to remove you from it. And you will not accept it back. All right. Moving on. Alia John, what did you say? And I said no.
So I said counseling, I said church and so on. Yeah.
No, but you can't just say church and counseling. You know. What I'm looking for is how you phrase it, right? So I probably say how you phrase it. Like you can say church and mentorship, but I want you to phrase it so me can hear your sound. Right? So me can say, all right, then yes or no. All right? So it's really the phrasing of it.
Okay.
All right. Having a safety search on our social media sites. No, that is a way how people parent. That's not how to get parents to have the skill, Lex. All right. So having a safety search is a method of parenting, but it's not a method to get the parents to actually have the skill. Next one would be parenting programs, right? So provide tips for parents, right? Could be heard on television, radio, and social media, and somebody said that already, right? And why is that successful? Throughout the country, parents have access to the variety of media. If all media platforms have programs where experts and professionals and parents share tips and advice for parents, this will reach a wider audience and improve parental guidance. So explanation is what gets you the marks in social studies. You have to explain. They're asking the strategy, you give the dead strategy, and then you explain why the strategy will be successful. So if the person said, do a podcast, right? Why would the podcast be successful? Because what's the benefit of the podcast? The podcast reach a wider audience, the podcast reach younger audience, and the podcast would be more entertaining. That is why it would be successful. So the reasons have to be why it will be successful. All right, moving on. We have some more. We have some more, but you guys can read that on your own. All right, moving on. Next question said, a diagram below shows a sign which was posted on several buildings in a particular country. Right? State the form of government that most likely exists in this country.
A constitutional
Democracy.
monarchy.
Yeah.
Constitutional monarchy.
Yeah.
Nope.
Democratic. Say,
The, the form of government is in fact democratic. Why did you say constitutional monarchy?
A democratic government?
It says form of government. You know, how much form of government is there?
3.
And what are the
5.
three?
Democracy,
authoritarian, and laissez-faire.
All right, let's put up our hands. Let's raise our hands in the chat. How many forms of government is there?
Sir, 3.
3.
Three. The person who says three, please tell me the three.
Sir, democratic, autocratic, and laissez-faire.
And what?
Laissez-faire or something like that.
Laissez-faire.
Yeah, something like that.
You sure those are government or those are leadership styles?
Oh. Sir, Republican.
Two forms of government is democratic and autocratic. You do not mix up leaders. Laissez-faire, autocratic, and democratic are leaders. Yes, premium. Premium and premium, democratic, autocracy, democratic, and laissez-faire are leaders. They are not types of government. Right? Types of government are democratic and autocratic. So even though democratic and even though autocracy and democracy are also leadership styles, they are forms of government. So do not mix that up. Okay?
Yes.
Dictatorship is the same as the autocratic. So please stick with what it is. So it's a democratic government or democracy government. All right?
Yeah.
It says now identify one characteristic of the form of government stated in A1.
They can vote for who they want to be their leader.
They can vote for who they want to be their leader. Anybody else?
It is governed by the people.
It is governed by the, I wouldn't like govern. I would like to say the people have a choice or have a say.
Hmm.
All right? You wouldn't want to say run. If it run by the people, it would be chaos. The people have a say though, meaning that they can give input about, the country's running. So yes, freedom of speech, right to vote, all correct. And please do not write on my board. Thank you.
Respect for human rights.
So, free and fair election, separation of power. What is separation of power? What's that?
Like
Each
Any,
party them own
please
part.
to speak up. I can't hear that, sir.
I say each party of them own part to play.
Each party has their own what?
Part to
Part to
play.
play.
You need more than that. You need more than that, Monday. Who can tell me what separation of power is?
I try to wonder me. I try to figure
Holy,
out where to.
how much people there? 106. One of them must have that.
Can I try?
How the different branches of government,
The
correction, like
different branches of.
legislation.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Judiciary.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it today.
And
Executive.
tell me remember the E word though.
Jaja, this no sound. This
Executive.
Executive
this
and
no sound. This no
Es-
sound
es-
safe.
Excuse me, sir. So
Yes,
would it
sir.
be executive, legislative, and judiciary?
Yes, sir. That's what the separation of power is. So separation of power speaks about um the power, each government have a different branch that is responsible for different things. Right? So separation of power speaks about the branches that have different responsibilities. Right? And what are the three and what responsibility would the legislative arm have?
They make laws, I think. Yes,
So
they make laws.
they are responsible for creation of laws, right? And then the executive. What does the
Import
executive do?
policies. give policies to each minister or ministry.
More meat pan, want
So the
something more
make
pan that.
policies.
Sir, they execute the laws heard about.
That's oh my God.
Okay.
Wouldn't they
They,
create like policies too?
yes,
Or we call it
they do, but more want something to give like the full understanding. You saying you
So the
create policy, that
enforcing,
means
the
you understand it.
enforcing,
Ma?
the enforce the law.
The executive body is responsible for the day-to-day affairs of the country. For example, the cabinet. The cabinet is the executive arm of the government. Do we know what the cabinet is?
yeah,
Yes?
yeah.
So we know what the cabinet is, the Minister of Agriculture, the Minister
The
of
Prime Minister
Education.
and the Chief Executive Officer.
All right. So we seem like we have to go around from government. You look shaky. Government, the executive arm of a government, speaks to the day-to-day running of the government of the country. And that executive arm would mostly consist of the cabinet. Right? The cabinet is responsible for the day-to-day running of the country. Like education is a very important part. Education is a very important aspect of the government. And who runs that? The Minister of Education. Agriculture is a very important arm. Who runs that? The Minister of Agriculture. So the executive
Oh,
body speaks about the day-to-day affairs of the country, the running of the day-to-day affair of the country. And in running that day-to-day affair of the country, they do create policies respectively in each of their parliament ministries. Do we, again, if you keep your mic open and you're disrupting, you'll be removed. Okay. So do we understand that now?
mm-hmm.
Okay. And the judiciary, what aspect does that bring? What aspect does that speak about?
Can they enforce the law?
They enforce the law.
For example, the court, that's basically just a courthouse then.
So just the courthouse then.
Miss, I mean, sir, to interpret the law and ensure justice.
I like that better, to interpret the law. You can't just say court then. See, you are running for the exam Monday. What is judiciary? Yeah, my father. Just a court them, my G. Right, a Sunday. No, you know, I get that, right? So it's about interpreting the laws and enforcing that law, right? So if you break the law, the court interpret the law and see if you have actually broken the law, right? So the
Sir,
judiciary arm, mm-hmm.
the judiciary branch also has to do with the different levels of court.
Different levels of what?
Court.
Yes, when we get down into it, but if we ask you like what it does, then you would have to just give we want what it does. Yes, it does go down into different type of courts. It does. Like the high court and so on. But if they ask you, you wouldn't say different types of courts. You would just say that it enforces and interprets laws. And then if they ask you to go deeper, you can.
Okay, so just say their main role.
Right. So it's depending on what they're asking you.
Yes, sir.
Can I explain the privy court? The privy court is the highest court in a constitutional monarchy. Do you know what constitutional monarchy is? So give me the three types of government.
Legislative, judiciary, and
No, sir.
Sir, Crown Colony.
Sir, let's just fix that right there. Right? Those are not the three. Those are not the three types of government, sir. The type of those are
Is it democracy, monarchy, and republic?
let's hold that one. Hold that one.
Monarchy.
Let's just
The,
fix this one first. And again,
the legislative, executive, and the judiciary.
no. Legislative, executive, and judiciary are the structure of government. Let's just clear that up. The legislative, executive, and judiciary are the structure of government. They are not the types. Let me say that again for the people on our back. The three structure of government are legislative, judiciary, and executive. Those are the structure of government. The forms of government are democratic, and autocratic. The forms of government, democratic and autocratic. And the types of government are what now? Now that to clear that out of the way.
Sir, Crown Colony.
That's one. What's the other?
Constitutional monarchy.
And what's the other?
Republic.
Republic. Right? What is
So
the crown? What is the crown colony? Explain that for me.
Where the king and the queen is existed.
Okay. Where the queen.
You need more than that. You need more than that.
the king and
They control
queen
they
are the
control the
state.
larger
One
part
person
of
at a time, please. Yes, go ahead.
they control the larger part of a country.
All right.
Is it where the leadership falls in the family bloodline? Like
It's where what?
the leadership of a country is passed on through the bloodline, the royal bloodline.
Not really.
Sir, the British monarch is the head of state.
All right, that little bit closer. The crown colony, right? The crown colony, as what somebody said, I think didn't remember the name, didn't catch the name, is a territory. It's a territory or a country that is controlled by the British government. You see, the words that you choose can really affect your grade. Now, somebody said we're the king and the queen. There are many countries with king and queen. You have to be specific. So it's a territory that is being controlled by the British monarchy or the British government. Right? And who represents the British government in such
The Governor
country?
General.
Nope. No, sir. The governor.
The king.
Nope. No. No, Rusty man.
Can you repeat the question?
I'm asking you, who represents the British government? Who represents the
The king that is
king?
The king or the queen.
No, the British government is the king. Who represents the king in that country?
Sir, the governor.
The
The governor
governor.
general.
No, not the governor general, the governor. The governor and the governor general is two different things. The crown colony is the crown colony is a territory that is under the control of the British monarchy. And in this case, the British monarchy is King who?
Charles.
King Charles III. Right? And
Sir, so if you put the third on it, we get it wrong.
yeah?
If you put the third on it, we get it wrong.
Well, it's not. I don't think they'll ask you the king, sir. They're just asking the concepts. So the person who represents. Remember, you know, King Charles. Where is King Charles III living now?
England.
He's in England. So that means who is running the country when King Charles is in England? Who is representing King Charles in a territory that is a crown colony? Is the governor. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what's the next type of government? And before we go, give me two countries, or even one country that is under crown colony right now.
The
British
British
Virgin
Virgin
and Montserrat.
Okay, we'll take those. Explain the next type of government for me. Anybody with another type?
The Queen and King is the symbolic leader, and the full power goes to the
Which
Prime
government is
Minister.
that?
The second one.
What is the second one? I don't know. Oh, you're talking about them.
Sorry, sir, you can please repeat the question?
I'm asking you, what is another type of government? And please to explain that.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the constitutional monarchy, and it's a type of it's a monarchy that believes in political independence from a colonial power. I don't know. That's it.
Anybody else want to help out?
They're a single ruler.
We need more than that. Way more than that. It's not a single ruler. Okay. So constitutional monarchy is a country that is partly where the British monarchy or the British government has partial control over. Constitutional monarchy is a government within countries that the British monarchy has some control over. Not all, but some. Right? So who represents the British government in the constitutional monarchy?
The Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister?
Governor General.
Governor. The Governor General. I am reading the chats also. This paper is not a year paper. It's the paper of the new syllabus. So it's not a specific year. Misread. Okay.
Sir.
Yes.
Can you repeat constitution and monarchy, please?
I said constitutional monarchy is a country that is partially run by the British government in layman term. So meaning that the government, the British has little say in this country, but they still have a say. For example, which country there's a constitutional monarchy?
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad,
Barbados.
no, Barbados, yeah.
No, sir.
Cayman.
So everybody's saying Cayman. Cayman is the
Sir, the
Sir,
UK.
Jamaica.
Jamaica and
Jamaica.
Barbados, sir.
Montserrat.
yeah, no. Cool, you know.
No.
The person who said
Sir, what
UK,
about UK?
the person who said UK, we're talking about Caribbean countries, a Caribbean exam. So if they ask you to give an example of democratic of constitutional monarchy and you say UK, it's not a Caribbean country. Jamaica. Jamaica is a constitutional monarchy.
I did say Jamaica and Barbados, sir. Too much people
Barbados,
attack one time.
Barbados is not a constitutional monarchy.
It's not?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Barbados is a republic.
All right.
Right.
So give me another one other than Jamaica then, sir, please.
Everybody, St. Lucia is
Okay.
one. So why is Jamaica a constitutional monarchy? All right, then the British still has a say. Who represents the king in the constitutional monarchy?
The Governor General.
The Governor General. So that's a crown colony. That's why that could not. Governor General represents the king when it comes on to the constitutional monarchy. The Governor General in our case, who's the Governor General of Jamaica again?
Sir Patrick Allen.
Sir Patrick Allen. Right? So Patrick Allen represents the king. So let me ask you this. Who has the most power in the constitutional monarchy? Is it the Prime Minister or is it the Governor General?
Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister. Good.
Sir,
Yes.
there is the Prime Minister, the head of government, and the Governor General is the head of state.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
What doesn't the Governor General choose the Prime Minister?
Not necessarily. You choose the Prime Minister.
So doesn't he choose the House of Representatives? I think.
No. The Prime Minister chooses the House of Representatives and the opposition leader. The Governor General does not choose the Prime Minister. You would do. And you are the one choose the governor. You choose the Prime Minister. The people. That's all. Who chooses the Prime Minister? The people. The different party chooses the leader. And who is the leader of the party? Would the leader of that party would the leader of that party would be selected by you, the people. And finally now, do we understand constitutional monarchy? Okay. So the next one now would be, what's the other one? Republic. And what is republic?
Sir,
Yes.
so republic is a republic country is basically where the head of state is the prime minister instead of a monarch.
Head of state is the prime minister, you sure? You want to say prime minister?
Still not prime minister, sorry, president.
Okay. Okay. So technically, right, the republic is a territory that does not include the British none at all. Right? So when you're talking about republic, it doesn't include the British any at all. So the country run itself 100%. The head of state is the president, and the head of government is the prime minister. An example of that would be Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, yeah, Guyana.
Yeah, and Guyana as well. No, that we went through government. I hope you're now clearer. All right. Next one says there are 5 constituencies in country X, right? And the table shows the vote cast in the general election in country X, right? And we see these are the constituencies, and these are the political parties. No. They're asking in the table above, state the political party that won each constituency. So which political party won Orange Hill?
AQP.
AQP.
AQP. Okay. And which political party won Bayview?
PDP.
PDP. And which political party won Black Rock?
AQP.
Okay, and the next one.
JAP.
Okay. And the next one.
AQP.
Okay. So using the first past the post electoral system, which party would form the next government?
AQP.
PDP.
PDP.
Some people say PDP. Some people say AQP.
AQP.
Interesting.
Sir, AQP.
AQP, because they would have won 3 constituencies.
Okay. So PDP. Who said PDP?
Me, sir.
Okay, cool. And who said AQP?
Me, sir.
Me.
Okay, so it's a split dividing vote. So let's see. We're using the first past the post system. And what does that mean?
So number of votes.
Number of seats. Sorry, the number of seats that are won.
The number of seats that are won. Excellent. Not the number of votes, the number of seats. So let's run the first one. We say Orange Hill. Who won Orange Hill? We say that's AQP. Who won? So AQP with 1. Who won Bayview? We say that's PDP. So we say let's use a different one for PDP. Who won BlackRock?
AQP.
AQP. Who won Hilltop?
PDP.
A PDP won Hilltop?
JAP.
Nah, play enough. Who won Spice Town?
AQP.
AQP. So who would have won the election?
AQP.
AQP. because we are not using, we are using the first past the post system. And the
Which is
first past the post system, when you use a constituency to determine your election, who win the most seats. And to this election here, it is 3 to AQP, 3 seats to AQP, and it is 1 to JAP and 1 to PDP. So my question to you now is, who would have won? What's another type of electoral system that exists?
Proportional.
Proportional. Who said that? It's a bright somebody said that, you know. Proportional is correct. Who would have won if they were using a proportional electoral system?
PDP.
Who?
PDP.
PDP. Why would PDP won?
Because they have it
Because
they
it's the
have
number of
number of
votes.
votes.
Number of
Or
votes.
they have the number of votes and not the seat. And let me say that person, or if you have it, which is the only country in the Caribbean that uses a proportional system.
Guyana.
Guyana.
Okay, Guyana is correct. Excellent. So I'm not shaky this so. All right. So in explaining, you would have to get your point, you would have to say that the candidate representing PAQP was successful in 3 out of the 5 constituencies. So you'll have to justify your answer there. You see that? Great.
Somebody said proportional. Is it proportional electoral system or proportional system? Somebody said it just now.
Proportional electoral system is the full thing.
Electoral system. Thank you.
Yes, it is the full. Next question says, oh, the results of election in country X has shown that there was a low turnout of young adult voters. Suggest 2 strategies that a country may use to encourage young people to vote in national election.
Sure, them could have bribe them.
More jobs.
Sir.
Did someone said bribe them?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, could you
Sir, education campaign.
We can't believe you somebody said bribe them.
To meetings to have like face-to-face conversation with them.
Sir, education campaigns.
All right, let's go with raising our hands, not the worry, but I can't hear anybody if they're talking at once. Okay, Ali, I see you first. Please to go ahead. Yes.
Okay. They can give out incentives.
Incentive. Explain.
So, for example,
so Ali,
a
you
tax
can
reduction code.
Go ahead.
A tax reduction or grants and scholarships can persuade them to vote.
So you say if you vote for me, but a bribe then, you know. Can you say if you vote for
Really,
me?
it's good for education and good for the economy. It's not really a
Well,
bribe.
if you vote for me, I get some scholarship. A bribe that.
But sir, this is what's going on.
Exactly. It's educational wise, sir. Educational wise.
They do vote for me free housing.
Yeah. Tax reduction. Grants for starting up a new business.
those things.
we're not looking at it at that end. You have to think, you have to be more creative than that. No bribing.
Sir,
Hold on, we're going by the hands. So Miss St. Catherine. Yeah.
Sarah was saying education campaigns.
Explain that now.
Sir, they could have education campaigns to um inform students about the importance of voting.
Nice. I like that. Definitely. And why would that be successful?
Sir, when they inform students about the importance of voting,
Mm-hmm.
so it will encourage them to participate when they reach the age to vote.
No, man, whenever I say children, I would say young people. Young people can vote. Young people are 18 year old and to about 25. Young people. So go and fix up that now. Why would that be successful?
Sir, me I think.
Sure.
Some
Can use
Lex. Why would that be successful?
can use artists to draw an audience to put it.
Somehow your mic is muffled, Lex. Not type, Lex. I'll read what you type.
Sure, man, say can use artists to draw attention.
Me not hear you. If somebody hearing him can translate that because I'm not hearing. Ven,
Sir,
why would education explain why would that be successful?
sir, it will increase knowledge of the importance of voting as it's everyone's constitutional right to vote.
You missed something. Look on the question and then answer it. Why would that be successful? Look on the question and answer it. It's in the question, you know. The question I talk about low turnout of young adult voters. So
Yes,
how
sir. But
right?
he,
So
he said
mm-hmm,
through education. That's why I said
mm-hmm,
it will increase knowledge of the importance of young people to
mm-hmm.
vote.
And and then you miss something there. So how would you finish that off?
Well,
That in
that is the
future you'll
quality of
have
your
better
time.
turnout.
Go ahead, Ven.
So I'm not sure what you're asking me to say.
All right. This is Sherry.
Sir,
I
to
don't.
increase the voter turnout.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Yes.
say too. Yes.
Yes.
Because
Then you
education,
look at
yeah.
the question. Then you have to address the
Yes.
question. You were just saying that. All right. Then yes, it educate the people knowing them constitutional rights. Yes, it does. But this now would then you would see a higher increase in vote in young people turning out to vote because they are now knowledgeable of everything that the voting entails. You have to always answer the question then. You can't just throw it out. You have to relate it back to what the question is asking. If you want full marks, that's how you address your writing. So we have education, yes. That will take that. No bribing on the paper, please. No bribing. Next way. What's the next way?
Sir, may I?
Yes, you can go.
Okay. They could simplify. Mic is open. To simplify the voting process, for example, using apps, because a lot of people like to be online, using apps or those kind of platforms to offer the service, and then could probably offer them what you call different not incentives. I don't want to use the word incentive, but you say no bribing. Things that they could work with, because a lot of young people like to be on the platform of social technology. So they could put it on the app, and then it would make it easier for them to vote.
Okay. And that's one why it would be successful, you said?
This would tap into the interest of more young people. So they'll be more interactive, and this would make it more rewarding because of the digital experience.
Excellent. That's an
Sir,
excellent
can I go?
response. The people
Sir, can
might
I
talk
go
about,
next?
yes, the people might talk about skilly bang and all type of things. I hope your grade reflects that on Monday. Yes, go ahead.
So, one strategy is making voting accessible and convenient. Like
That's one
advocate,
mm-hmm.
they could advocate for online voting registration, auto mechanic voting registration, and same day registration.
And why would that be successful?
This would be more successful because, for example, online voting, you can do that from the comfort of your home. And if it's same day registration, that would also be much easier than just registering your name today and waiting like a week to go back to just stick and vote.
I
So
definitely agree with that.
so we don't have problem like rig like some internet something like them would have hacking at the something and change the vote that would have caused more problems.
Yeah, but we're not busy with the problem. We're just busy with what the question asks. Now, if the question asks, what are some potential risks in online voting, then by all means, you're right. But we are just looking at how it would encourage. So yes, there are problems or potential problems, but we not care about that at this point. We only care about what would encourage the young people to vote. Right? Encourage them legally, not by bribing and give them house and car and them something. Right? If you want to use bribing, no, just the point is that you are telling me that they do bribe, but I'm telling you not because they bribe mean it's right. You cannot put on the paper that they bribe, and then your response is that yeah, they do bribe. CXC not care about that because that is not the right way of going about doing things. You can't go about doing things by bribing. Yes, they kill people in Jamaica, but you can't say that's a way to get rich on a paper. Yes, we know that you can get rich from it because you can kill and rob, but that doesn't mean that you're going to put it on a working document. You cannot put bribe on a document. You will have to say, if you want to use bribe, right, you will have to say that they could the government could create better policy structure, right, that support young people. So I bet you say, make it easier to get a house. Like give young people more lower tax of a house, reduce the cost of certain things, create better policy. If I say create better policy, then you are not bribing necessarily. You are creating a better opportunity for your country, right? You can say, all right, then get more international um agencies to sponsor certain things, right? To appeal to younger people. You understand? So what do young people want? They want car, they want house, right? So make it easier. Create policy to make it easier, right? But you can't just say, give them house and give them land. You can't just get up and give people land. That's bribing. So if you say, come vote for me, I'll make you a land. No, but yes, they create better policies, and better policy structures will encourage more people to vote. Yes, Rika, you want to add something?
They could host seminars.
They could do what?
Host seminars.
Host seminars. Okay, and explain that more.
This could be successful by
No. Explain the seminar part more.
oh, so
Yes.
the seminar will encourage them to have a more informative space for them to talk and be encouraged about um the electoral process. Yeah.
You go low. I didn't hear that.
Excuse me, sir. How about
Yes.
making some influential persons like celebrities
Mhm.
showcase the voting process to get them hooked, and this will be successful because young persons nowadays they normally watch celebrities on social media, so they'll listen to what they have to say.
Okay. That is a very good point.
Sir, I
Great
was
point.
listening.
Yes.
Sir, how about education campaign?
I think we had that already. Did we? Yes. Yes. We had that already and it was right. So let's look at some possible answers. So we can say that the Ministry of Education can ensure. And another thing, guys, when you're talking about your strategies, ensure your strategies are at least two sentences. You can't just say create seminar or get social media. You have to explain it. So the Ministry of Education can ensure that the importance of participation in the electoral process is a part of the school curriculum at all levels, right? So they can include it in the school curriculum. Why would that be successful? If this topic is included in the school curriculum, many students who will one day become registered voters will be taught and hopefully understand the importance of participating in election. This will encourage them to vote when the time comes. All right? And next reason we can say is through the electoral office, government can have an education campaign, and we talked about that already. So you see how the education campaign come in. We not just say education campaign, right? We say that through the government, we can have education campaign to inform students or younger people about voting, right? And why would
Sir,
that
so
be
basically use it
successful?
as an
Yes.
example.
Huh?
So basically use it as an example instead of use it as a point.
Yes. So you don't put one point. You structure your thing in a sentence or two. And the
No, sir, I mean
explanation,
like, so
I
I
mean,
mean like using the education or something, use it as an
mhm.
example instead of a point.
No, it wouldn't be an example. It would be just involved in a sentence to explain the education campaign. So if you put
Okay.
education campaign, it just so, you're not gonna get full marks for it. You're gonna basically explain what the education campaign is. Education campaign, what it does. It is to inform the students of the importance of voting, right? You can say, students, the ministry of this or the what the people them name, the counselors can implement education campaigns to inform and then you write what it will be why it will be successful. Don't just drop one two thing one bullet point and think that is a strategy. No, you need it to be in a sentence structure or two sentence structure. You see how much space here for write on the paper? The space to the fair reason. Right? So then you explain why this will be successful. This strategy will be successful because students in all schools throughout the country will be informed, and not only about the voting process, but more importantly, right? More importantly, they will be informed about the importance of voting, and this will encourage them to participate when they become of age, right? Then we can say government can enlist the popular social media influencers, and we got that point, excellent point, to use their platform to encourage young people to vote. So instead of we say get social media influencers, we can say government can enlist them, right? Use their platform, encourage them to use their platform to tell them why they should vote. And not vote for them, not vote for the government, but vote in overall, right? That's why you can't say bribe, because we're not saying to vote for a particular party. We're not saying to vote for PMP or to vote for JLP. We're saying in voting overall, right? Why should you vote overall? So we explain the strategies, and then we tell you why it would be successful. Do not make that mistake and just jot some there. And the final one, we can use, government can organize music concert with popular artists, right? Popular artists to register and go to vote in the election. So make all these people like artists, because artists and influencers are two different things. Yes, they are one in the same. Artists can be influencers, but in today's society, an influencer is not necessarily an artist, right? But an artist can be an influencer. So still young people love music and love to have a good time. So love certain artists. Some people love Vibes Cartel, some people love Malidan, some people love Skilly Bang, some people love Nicki Minaj. And they'll do whatever Nicki Minaj or Skilly Bang says. For example, Malidan says somebody body is tea, and everybody body a tea nowadays. And everybody tea body. So they are influential people. So anything anybody say, young people go at it. Any trend, they will go at it. All right. So next question says, brain drain. Define the term brain drain. And it should be simple.
Sir, brain drain is the movement of skilled trained persons out of a specific country.
Yes. So the movement of skilled person, and do not make the mistake and say the movement of person, the movement of skilled person, right? Out of a country.
Uneducated, sir.
And
Uneducated individuals.
yes, a skilled person, a skilled or trained person. It's more safer to say skilled or trained, because you can be educated and not a skill. It depends on what educated level you are. You can be educated about how to do something, but you can't do it. For example, what you can know what parts goes on the fan, but you can't do it yourself. Right? So the movement of highly skilled persons or trained persons of a country is more acceptable. Right? Explain two push factors that lead to brain drain. Yes, we see high crime rate. Explain.
Natural disaster.
We see
Sir,
natural disaster. Okay.
sir,
Sir,
high
educational.
Hands. Yes. Let's go with our hands. Yes. St. Catherine.
Sir, lack of educational facilities.
And explain that. Why? It says explain, not state. So explain that.
Sir, lack of educational facilities can force persons to migrate. Mm,
Why?
Start to search for better education or higher education.
So yes, so why you make it sound so difficult? You just like a kind of 2 point for that. Yes, that's simple. Yes. What else? Binder. Did I get that right? No?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
I was like low wage or minimum wage. That will
Low.
push persons, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that
Go
will push
continue.
persons. So low wages will push persons out of the country to seek a job or a different country that offers more money.
Okay, we'll take that. And don't say that country offer more money. Says that that country um is has a higher, what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody help
It's
me.
highly developed.
Oh no, it's a more economic developed. What's the word I'm looking for? All right, it has a better higher HDMI, meaning that its currency is higher. Right?
Yes.
Right. Yes. So basically, yes. Jisan, seeing your hands? No? Okay. Yes.
Personal preferences and higher pay.
Okay, we get that. Yeah, we got that. All right, so let's look at them now. So we have high employment, high unemployment. People now no work. So if you don't have no work, you are going to look work. So you are going to look work outside of your country. If you have political instability, meaning that PMP and JLP are fight, war are go on, people not feel safe, people cut. Lack of higher educational facility, people want to become astronaut, people want to become scientists, but no in a Jamaica now no scientist school, and we don't have no well, we can't get scientists at Jamaica, sorry, astronaut. You don't really have astronaut at Jamaica, so you are gonna try to look that education overseas, right? Gender, persecution, right? Man, LGBTQ people, yeah, the LGBTQ people beat them at Jamaica, not so much anymore, but they still get beaten in some countries, in some Caribbean countries. So in beating our the LGBTQ people think that their life is in some form of danger, right? They will normally leave the country to seek asylum, right? And the LGBTQ people are considered to be vulnerable groups, which is also in your syllabus, right? And then now that comes under gender persecution, right? And then economic underdevelopment, lower standard of living in the country. So any one of these two, and you have gotten your full marks. Next question states, governments in the Caribbean to improve welfare of their citizens must find ways to address the issue of brain drain. Suggest two actions government in the Caribbean may take to reduce brain drain.
Increase.
Sir, crime and violence, them could develop better security force.
Develop better security force. Oh.
Increase of funding. More money and them that's school. And them offer leave get more money. Better.
I'm still waiting.
To improve the economic opportunities.
All right, so improve economic opportunities. Need
Sir, I
more.
can use incentives here.
Go.
So I would say offer incentives.
What kind of incentives?
Okay, grants, scholarship, tax reduction.
So put that in one sentence at me here.
Okay. So in order to improve the welfare of the citizens, the government can offer incentives, for example, grants, scholarship, and tax reduction.
Okay. And why would that be successful?
That would be successful because when persons are offered grants, which is money to help them start up a business, for example, and when they're offered scholarships, the scholarship could be for a school in that specific country, a specific country, and that way they will have to stay in that country. And also tax reduction, if the tax is reduced in this country that they are in right now, they won't think about leaving to a next country.
Excellent. That's a great one. All right. I see Rika. Is it Rikaya? I'm horrible with names.
Sure.
Yeah.
Government could increase could reduce the brain drain by increasing salary wages for citizens.
Okay. Why would that be so? Yeah. Why would that be successful?
This could be successful because now citizens won't feel the need to leave the country, but knowing that they're going to get a better paying job.
Okay. Nice. Give me another one.
To strengthen governance and stability.
Strength governance. I explain that to me.
Like being more transparent and like creating some like trustworthy system so that like professionals can feel confident to be a part of.
That would be more of a how you would improve good governance. We're talking about welfare of the people.
But sir did mention something up at the other section about political stability.
Instability.
So sir, this
Meaning,
one are like the opposite.
so what you're saying is that you are saying political instability is crime rate, you know. So when war are really gone, JLP and PNP man them a war because of the violence. That is really political instability. Right? So you want to stick with something more. Think why would you leave Jamaica and what would make you stay in Jamaica apart from salary and tax reduction?
The culture.
Sir, improve healthcare and
Healthcare. Excellent. Long time I wait for that. Healthcare. Go ahead.
Sir.
Yeah, the person who said healthcare, I'm waiting on you.
Sir, like improve like healthcare and public services that would probably make the country more desirable to live and work.
Go again.
That would make the country more desirable to live and work.
That's for healthcare? I'm asking. That's for healthcare, right?
Yes, sir.
And why would that be successful?
Improve like the quality of life.
Healthcare. Think about it. Don't leave, you know. Keep your mic up. Think about it. You have healthcare, right? Why would healthcare be successful? Why would nobody would want to leave if you have good healthcare? All right, somebody take it. Francine.
Sir, can I go ahead? Sir, they wouldn't want to leave because it would meet their health needs and also the needs of their families.
It will do what? You're muffled.
They
Repeat
wouldn't
that.
want to leave because it would meet their health needs and also the needs of their families.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Go ahead.
When we're writing our strategies, aren't we supposed to use the 5 Ws?
And what are the 5 Ws? W's?
What, when, where, why, who?
Yeah, I don't want to say. You're asking my opinion on it?
Yes, sir.
It depends, because not every question requires you to say why, when, where, who. Like this doesn't require you to say that. It just requires you to say why, not all of them.
Oh, because I was told by my teacher, by my social studies teacher, that a fully developed strategy depends on using the 5 Ws.
Right. And everybody has their own. So I'm not going to discredit that strategy. But I would just say that not all question requires the 5 Ws. Okay? Like a question like this, it says, you said healthcare. And I would say one, to improve the health facilities in their country, right? Through begging for grants from international companies to get them pumping money into our hospitals. Why would that be successful? It would be successful because improved facilities would mean that people wouldn't have to travel outside of the country to get the necessary healthcare they need. For example, in Cuba is where people go for most of their health complications in the Caribbean. So therefore, um, if you have it in your own country, you wouldn't necessarily have to go. That's not necessarily a why, where, who. You get what I say?
Yes, sir.
So it's just why. Just answer why. And my strategy is once you read the paper tells you everything it wants. So you say explain why it will be successful, you just give why and you'll be fine. But you don't want to go in the exam and overwrite. If you overwrite, you're not gonna have time. I remember you have 2 essays to do as well. Right? So if you overwrite, you're gonna find yourself run out of time. So let's look at the actions.
Excuse me for a second.
Then he shot answer question.
Yes.
I know that this is one that many people would not choose, but I would choose, sir, for one of the suggestive action that can be taken by the government to reduce brain drain is for counseling for the gender persecuted persons. One of which I believe that it's a mental challenge that one of the strategy that can be that can implement this is to get while they're undergoing counseling to find out what is it that is causing this gender problem. Is it a molestation problem, and to get to the bottom of it so that them can feel safe, other than to think about leaving the country, but to know that somebody is within their corner to actually help them with that mental challenge.
Okay. So you're saving the LGBTQ community.
I'm not saving them, I'm saving a person and to find out what is it
No,
that is
no,
causing that
no,
gender
no, nothing is wrong with it. Remember, I'm speaking behalf of the books. I'm not speaking of my personal opinion.
no,
So
sir, you asked one very off question.
no, it's not. Because remember, if you're gender prosecuted, it means that you are being held accountable for your action, your life choice. So like people who think that they are, they identify as both male and female. It's mostly those people. And they are influenced by, actions that basically in the past, some of them are really challenged by it. Some of them are feeling like they are not in the best mental health because of the constant abuse they get online and in person and so forth. So if you're saying that if you do have the point, if the point is part of the point is saying that you would provide a safe space, right, for LGBTQ people or people who are gender prosecuted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why would that be successful? Because gender prosecuted persons are also people and they offer skills. Some of them are teacher, doctor, lawyer. They offer skills. So when you're prosecuting a person because of their choice, you're actually contributing to brain drain. So I'm
Yeah.
not so I'm not saying to throw in the shades. I'm speaking from a teacher lesson point of view. This is not personal. So it's a valid point and you'll have gotten all marks for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, no problem. All right. So action one, it says provide develop employment, right? Especially in areas that require higher education and skills and so on, right? And then you can say that this would encourage persons to remain in the country rather than migrating, since they would be able to find employment, right? With their commensurating with their skill level. What does this mean? This means that to develop employment, especially in areas that require higher education and skills, it means that you have a lot of people that do degrees and they don't have jobs for them in Jamaica. For example, you have tourism, not much tourism enterprises in Jamaica, right? So therefore you find that even journalism, you don't really find jobs readily available in journalism, right? Like in other professions. So you find that even lawyers too, because when lawyers graduate in Jamaica, they have to really start their firm or them know or have a link or so, basically. So if you provide more opportunities in the areas that you're giving out degrees in, you will keep the people, right? Because most people leave because them leave college and them have to end up work at call center. And that's no disrespect to call center, but it's what we call in social study underemployment. And underemployment means you are employed, but you're not employed in your area that you're trained for. So if you're trained as a nurse, right, you are doing a call center job. You are underemployed because you're not employed at the level that you were trained for. So if we can provide or fix that area, ensure that we develop the areas that we're giving out degrees on, we would actually keep our people and not lose them. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then the next one says action two, to encourage the provision of higher salaries, wages, and better working condition. And somebody did say that, right? Better working condition, make sure you have computers, all the things that a person need to do the job that is necessary, right? And then your explanation would be that persons are less likely to immigrate, right? Where wages are high or at acceptable level, right? And where working condition could benefits are good. So nobody now leave good. Why would you leave Jamaica if it's all good? Right? Or why would you leave your country if it's all good there? So nobody won't leave. All right.
Sorry, sir, could you go back to the action, please? Action 1 and 2. Okay.
You want the explanation too?
Yes, please. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Moving on to the map. Make sure you know your map. Some of you don't even know your Caribbean countries. Ensure you know your map. Okay? Make sure you know your map. Now, before me even ask a question, I'm going to circle some countries and you're going to tell me which country it is. Okay? Ensure you know your map of your Caribbean, miss. It's a Caribbean exam. Caribbean exam, you know your map of your Caribbean. Right? Make sure you know your map. Do not go in the exam and don't know your map. SWAT your map. Okay. Which country is this? It's simple.
That looks like Aruba.
Cuba.
Cuba.
Okay. Which country is this one?
Cuba. Oh, sorry, sir.
And Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago is correct. Okay. Which country? Which country is this?
Haiti.
Dominican Republic.
Dominica.
I will say 80.
Haiti, they beside you, and that's what they try to say.
A chop you get chop, bro. Yes, Dominican Republic is correct. Which country is this?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Which group of countries is this?
Less.
Greater
Greater Antilles.
Okay. Which group of countries is this?
Lesser Antilles.
Lesser
Antilles.
The people run a back. When you know what me I draw?
Do it again,
knowing.
sir.
Huh?
Do it again.
Get knowing.
Get the Lesser Antilles again, sir, please.
The people run at the back. Get knowing. All right.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's go to the questions at hand. Which country? Oh man, where is this? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Which country is this? A.
Belize.
Belize.
A is Belize. Now which country is B?
Guyana.
Guyana.
Now which country is C?
Suriname.
Which country?
Suriname.
Suriname. And what are all these three countries called? And
Mainland
why?
country.
Mainland.
And why is that so?
Are really surrounded by water.
Because what? I didn't hear that.
Not surrounded by water.
No. Why are these called mainland country? No. Nope.
Because they are a part of a continent.
Continent. Which continent that, Meji? You sure? I did I sure though.
It's because that they are joined together and they are not like the islands that are surrounded by water
Yes,
or the
ma'am.
Caribbean water.
Yes, ma'am. They are considered to be mainland countries because they are not entirely surrounded by the sea. All of these countries here, let me circle them. All of these countries are surrounded by water. That's in the Caribbean. All of them. And Trinidad too. You see that? So they are considered to be an island, right? They are Caribbean countries, they are island. They are Caribbean islands. An island is any country that's entirely surrounded by the sea. If we look at the countries labeled A, we see that part of Belize, but the rest of it is surrounded by an island. We see Guyana, part of it is the sea and the rest is the island. So all of these countries are considered to be mainland countries because they are not surrounded entirely by the Caribbean Sea.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
I thought they were considered mainland countries because they are located on continental land masses.
But technically, aren't we all the Caribbean is considered technical land masses in some sense? The simpler reasoning is that they are not surrounded entirely by the Caribbean Sea. The rest of things you're not really that never connect to you like that. But if it's easier for you to say that, then sure. It's whatever you're comfortable with. All right. So it says state the geographical grouping. And you said that was what again?
Mainland.
Mainland. All right, mainland. Explain how one geographical factor may hinder the economic development of the Caribbean region.
Sir, the size.
The size. Explain that.
Sir, because the small island resources may be limited, and if it is limited, then low funds will be earned.
Okay. So small island mean that they don't have enough resources because of the size of it. Right? So if it's a small island, you're not gonna have enough resources.
Sir, and climate also.
So therefore, if there is not enough resources, it would limit the amount of funds that come into the country. Yes. Anything else? Somebody said climate. Explain that. Explain climate.
Sir, sir, because of the tropical climate, It can impact how weak or how strong is the hurricane. And if it is strong, sir, it will destroy homes and buildings.
So because of the climate, it will determine how strong the hurricane is.
It's
That
like
is
if it is strong, it will
Mhm.
destroy homes and buildings.
Okay. I like that point. Only thing it want fix up little. It
So,
only
sir,
wants say, let
could
me
you
fix
say
that up.
the region's vulnerability to natural disasters?
Yeah, I mean she's not wrong, you know. The only thing I would add to it is that others also explain. So add that because the Caribbean is in a tropical zone, water tends to be warm, and that is a feeding point for storms and hurricanes. And then you can continue to say that the warmer the water, the stronger the hurricane. And then if the hurricanes are strong, then they would destroy crops, infrastructure, which would then hinder economic development. Because you have to bring back the question. Understand that?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Yes, for the person who said there are two essays you're getting, that is exactly true. That's true, Miss Hines. 100% true. Um, Anybody else with anything? Any factors? So we have size and we have climate. Anybody want to give me something else in case? All right, so so let's work with them. So climate, definitely one. So we're in a hurricane prone area, and they can kill our residents, destroy homes, industry, all installments, agriculture, infrastructure, and so on. Such damage, destruction can be a huge setback to economic development. All right. Next one says we can look at small size because we don't have enough minerals, resources, right? We can say climate change as well. Climate change increase global warming, and that warm climate can cause whole heap of damage in terms of flood. It make more rainfall, therefore more hurricane, also higher intensity hurricanes as well, because if a climate change, it's a higher intensity hurricane. Right? So if it's a category 1 and the place warmer than usual, well, it might be category 5. Right? And then it's going to be a problem. Right? And then we have tectonic zone. We are in a tectonic zone. So that means we're exposed to not hurricane, but volcano and earthquakes because of the plate boundaries affecting the region. And then we have distance between countries, relatively long distance between countries, right? Which are also separated by water. So what happens is that if Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago doing what we call a merger or some business, and I have to travel to Trinidad, the plane fare and all them someday long, it's far. And like some mechanics going and we can't drive that Trinidad. Right? So it hinders economic development because the countries in the Caribbean are way too far. All right. I hope we get all of that.
Yes, sir.
Then, final question for this section. The unique geography of the Caribbean often causes challenges to the economic development of the region. So just two strategies that CARICOM members could use to overcome the barriers to the economic development caused by geography of the region.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, work with other countries to provide support in times of disaster.
Okay, and why would that be successful?
Sir, we are writing first.
Yeah, updates for me. I just showed me.
Yes, while she writes it. Anybody else? Some pick on people? All right.
Maybe
Yes, sure.
sir, maybe the communities, the CARICOM communities could come together to have like a set up area for when there is like wait, I'm reading the question again.
Sir, them could have one regional bank or something like that.
They could
Sir,
have
I
a what?
think a bank.
A regional bank? And what does that do?
Sir, I mean like them could input money there, so when like them have disaster or something like that, like natural disaster, them could have go there for restart them something like that.
So you say then the country them just throw down like one country, every Caribbean country.
Them just come together and invest in the bank, so when like them country, some I don't know if I explain.
Yeah, if you don't know if you explain it now, I get it tomorrow, And
Yeah.
Monday,
Monday.
Yes.
Like man,
Sir,
natural
may
I think
what happen, then can use the money, then put it in a regional bank to help support the country where disaster happen to.
I mean, at first me I hear about that one there, but it makes sense. Can't say no if it makes sense. So I mean, if everybody, if a one bank and everybody like have a set, but you have to fix that up though. You have to provide some law, some where everybody through a certain amount of every country sign what you call an MOU, which is a memorandum of understanding, and then or some policy, have to get specific. You can say do some policy where each country throw X amount of money, probably yearly or every 6 months or whatever the time period is, and then when one country have a disaster, then they can. Is it that they're going to get back the money where them throw, or they might get the money where everybody throw?
so they might get by the money with them investing at the bank.
So you would have to state that, because if you not state that, then you not get the full marks. Because you're gonna leave. Do not leave the marker to assume that we know. Then we know, you know what you get what I say. No, we not get what I say. We already know. We want to know if you know. So always, no matter how small detail it is, make sure say you make we know say you know.
We never finish.
Sir, I think they can protect the coastal vegetation.
Definitely. They could protect the coastal vegetation. What specific tree could they protect?
Sir, the root.
The what? The mangrove.
Yeah. Sure. So
But then again, how would that be successful? You have to explain that. How would that be successful to economic challenges?
Sir, it would reduce the impact of the sea level.
The sea level?
No.
Explain how that in the economic, how that cause challenge the economic development. Yes, it will cause damage, but how would that damage affect us economically?
Destroying our crops.
Crops step on the seashore?
No, sir.
But that's an ask.
To destroy our food.
Destroy what?
There could be like mangroves, like when hurricane time, mangroves help absorb the impact of hurricane them. So like if a hurricane come, the mangrove them, I coastline I get more side damage. So buildings and things that they further inland. After a hurricane, I would have paid so much money to have fix them back.
Yes, sir. You see, anything can write, as long as you explain it correctly. See, what most kids don't understand is that most thing we think about in social study, they are absolutely correct. It's how you go about explaining them. Now, if you write mangrove alone, that could not be right. But if you link it back now, and it makes sense that okay, the mangrove absorbs the blow of the natural disasters like the hurricane. So therefore it will cause less damage to the infrastructure to save the country's money. Then you're talking about points, sir.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So do we understand that now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's look at it. So we can work with other countries of the region to provide support, help, or aid in times of disaster and need, develop and provide resources and funding for agencies such as CDMA, right? And CDEMA is responsible for providing aftermath after the hurricane, after natural disaster. They are the agency that help out afterwards. Now, what does CDEMA stand for? That will be coming on paper one for sure.
Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency.
Okay. Indeed. So we have a couple bright people there, board. All right. Next.
Sure.
Yeah.
Having the CARICOM, having a set organization of the different CARICOM countries on standby for when a disaster hits. It can have train the people.
Instead of say all of that share, just link it back to regional integration.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me I say so all you say really regional integration, So all the CARICOM countries, all of them are regional integration. So may I assume one topic where everybody know is regional integration. May I assume that. Am I wrong for that assumption?
Yes, sir.
So I am wrong?
Yeah, I can go back.
So let me ask this question. And I want a yes for comfortable. Are you comfortable with regional integration? Yes or no?
Oh.
No.
No.
No, sir, definitely not.
Judge.
So comfortable with communication, but not regional integration.
And guess what, Jamila? Communication not coming up. That not coming. Yeah, you get double chop. Jamila. I feel it for you. Huh?
I think family are gonna come from the example.
Family, of course. Family the first thing, but not the end of that, not 10th grade, sir. Everybody's supposed to comfortable with family. Should I send a consensus on that too?
No, sir, that's why we are learning that.
Me know say everybody know family. That's why the paper start off with family. It start off with family figure a little buzz. What is two type of family? When a nuclear at siblings at until they reach round the back of the paper will start really test you. So Jamelia,
Yes, sir.
customer, yes, the two Jamaica customer affairs, communication, tourism, none of those are coming, miss.
Sir, tourism now come either?
No.
Sir, I have
Sir,
a question. Sir, you
It's a
sure about
new
tourism?
it's a new syllabus.
What
sir,
is gonna come
suppose
on the
we
new
do
syllabus?
Sir,
education.
tourism is not on the new syllabus.
No,
No.
it's no tourism is only
Sir,
on the regional integration.
oh sir, can my teacher tell me say regional education and tourism?
Yet, no, as in
As in one.
they'll only ask regional integration, tourism as it relates to regional integration. That's it.
Okay, sir.
So it's not the big thing that they ask you to write normally.
Okay.
Yes. So stay tuned on our YouTube channel. Yes, for um that run through of regional integration. Me check say everybody comfortable with that. I thought everybody.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir, to the way my day at school and she had teach regional integration and take about 3 weeks for done one topic.
No, trust me, the school thing now work either, cause at the school of me there, me spend 4 months at teach government.
My teacher too. All done.
I tell you, we teach
Gotcha.
4 months at teach government. Listen to me, me tell the government.
Excuse
Me
me, sir.
yes,
What is going to come on the new exam for
the
regional
exam,
integration? Are we gonna have
the
essays?
yes, you're gonna have essays. You're gonna have 2 essays.
Sir, 2 essay on regional integration.
No, you're going to have an essay on regional integration. Well, I'm not sure if you're going to get an essay on regional integration, but more than likely. It's a new syllabus, so we have to assume that they don't have to give you an essay on regional integration, but we assume more than likely that it will come. But the other essay, it will be on anything. It can be on family, it can be on culture, it can be on government, it can be on anything.
Family, culture, government. So the other
Climate
essay could
change,
be on
human
anything.
development, it can be anything.
All right, so one essay them are gonna be regional integration and the other one them are gonna be for anything like family, whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, how in depth does the exam go about geography?
Geography. Just what we covered a while ago about the countries in the Caribbean, and of course um hurricane get its strength from warm water, and earthquake and its damage and crabs. It's not really in depth.
Sir,
Okay.
It's 2 sections.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, what's you
sir,
think?
other than from the 2 essays and the and family, so what else do you think is coming on the exam?
I'm honestly just covering everything, to be honest. It's hard for me to give a prediction when it's the first day. You are the first guys experiencing this new exam. That is why I'm doing the paper. So it will be something similar like this paper.
Yes, sir.
Boy.
That my teacher tell me that she supposed to study the Specimen paper.
Right. So that is why I'm going through this paper first.
Sir, is that paper online? Could we get a copy?
What is a specment paper?
So that's the paper that you get in your new syllabus. This is the paper that came with the syllabus. The spec paper is this paper, miss. Where can you find it? You can find it in the syllabus, or I can send it in the group. I can send are you guys in the group? I'm not sure if I got the link
Yes,
from the
yes, sir,
group.
but it's already in.
No,
No, sir.
No,
I'm
sir.
going I'm going to send the paper that I did. This
In
one
this, yes,
in the
sir.
group.
Thank you.
Sir, I am not
Yes,
in
sir.
the group. Which group, sir?
The pure knowledge group.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm not in there.
No, sir, I'm not in that group.
No, sir, send that link.
Okay, so when we finish the paper, we're running into the links and everything there. All right. So, cause me have to eat and rejuvenate, have to come back or run through things and me text tell everybody good pan. Chat me telling them, me know everybody good pan reach the integration. All right, guys. Are you willing to wake early tomorrow morning?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Definitely.
What
Sir,
time?
Yes,
definitely.
sir.
Sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because I think essay should be done one day specifically. I think you should just focus. If you had the essay, just essay. So I think that we should do the essay tomorrow, like 7 o'clock
Yes, sir.
Yes,
in the
sir.
Sir, no
morning.
problem. Yes, sir.
Why I say early? Because I want to give you time to actually study or revise back your notes. So when I really want to have class after 12 or so. You want to get that time to actually revise everything we will go through and talk about. Make sense?
Can it be any earlier, sir?
Yes,
Like
sir. No,
an
no.
hour earlier?
Any earlier depend on the people, you know.
Okay.
I'm all raring to go. You see, I like to be, me like when, see the problem I'm having now is that when I get the kick, when I get the kick, we need to get the kick from the kids who want the one, you know?
You in
Yeah.
class? Sir, so you know, you kick them now.
Sir, what about in the evening, like around midnight?
When that? Tomorrow or today?
Today, sir. Like
No, me I go eat and come back, man.
To be today. Remember, exam is Monday.
Oh,
So,
me I go
sir,
eat
what time you're going to come back here this
today?
evening? Yeah.
Around 4:35.
Sir,
Okay.
it's actually 3:30 now. All right.
So, sir, you're going to use the same Zoom?
So you can't come back 7 o'clock in the evening.
No, sir. 7 o'clock too long. Far. We have way for things to cover.
5:30, sir. We're gonna figure out by 7 o'clock.
And the persons who can make it just watch back the link. Watch back the recording. All right. We are talking too much. Let's finish this. So
Sir.
this strategy would be successful. Yes, I will send everything after I finish. So this strategy would be successful to work with other countries. It's likely to be successful because such arrangements would provide support and help. Oh, sorry, for the YouTube people, the YouTubers, I'm sorry. Yes. So for the YouTubers, were asking me, how would you get the link? Just please to stay on and I'll send it in the chat afterwards. All right. So this strategy is likely to be successful because such arrangements would provide support and help from those countries that are not affected. Assistance from outside the country is often required in times of disaster. So agencies such as the CDEMA would help to fund them, right? So it would be successful to provide support and help from these countries that are not affected because so you are going to farm, you will help the country, they might be successful because not all the countries would actually get hit one time. So if Barbados get hit, Jamaica can help Barbados. But Jamaica get hit, Barbados can help Jamaica. Right? Then the next explanation would be integrating with other countries and honoring the CSME arrangement so that a larger market for goods and services is created. So what they're saying again, this is regional integration. So you can link, all the countries can link together. So what they're saying is that if Jamaica make soda, right? If Jamaica makes soda, if Jamaica and Barbados both make soda, we can then, instead of them selling individual soda, they can come together, merge their resources, right? And sell more soda and get more money, right? So merging with other countries to get a larger market, right? So that would help a lot. So instead of each country doing their own thing, it would be good that everybody can merge together and do one thing. Like all the Caribbean countries advertise their beaches. But if all the Caribbean country actually integrate and say, all right, then once you come on one Caribbean beach, you have access to all of them. Then would I get more foreign exchange? Because could have charge more money to the foreigners and then allow them to come to other Caribbean countries to experience it instead of just one country. You have to go pay a separate money for another country. So working together. Why would it be successful? Because of course you're working with other countries provide a larger market. Right? And what do we mean by a larger market? Because the last time I asked a student what market mean, them say downtown. So I'm not gonna assume say everybody know what's a market. What do I mean by a larger market?
By the exchange market, sir.
Where people sell and buy goods.
I'm a guarantee we are overthink.
A place where goods and services are exchanged for other goods and services.
Okay. So what means that the country, if you merge together, you get a larger market. What that really mean?
Sir, you get access to more.
It reach
One person. That
Sir,
first
higher.
person, please go ahead.
Sir, access to more goods. But I'm not sure.
When we're talking
Sir,
about larger market, we mean say if
sir,
Jamaica, yes, go ahead.
sir, the larger market mean like you would have a wider reach and have more customers or larger customers.
Yes, exactly. So what that means is that Jamaica, right, is making soda. If Jamaica, you think Jamaica can supply America with soda?
No, sir.
Why? Why you think Jamaica can supply America with soda?
Jamaica, a country compared.
Me not hear that.
Sir, because we don't have any
For
for our
developed
own.
country.
One person at a time, please. Rika, is it Rikia? Trust me, I don't like her name, you know. Rikia, go ahead. Rikaya.
Sir, I
Yes.
was just saying, but that don't make no sense.
Let me determine if it don't make no sense. How about that?
Sir, I was saying, soda, Jamaica doesn't have any soda for our own. That is why we can supply America.
Oh, not quite the avenue though. Think about it. We see somebody saying smaller production. So what we are saying is that if Jamaica at our best provide or make 3 million soda, that's a state. That's a state
Sir,
in
I was
America.
saying that America
Mhm.
is more larger than Jamaica, so the
It's
population would be more.
and the population is the market.
And
That's it.
and it's more developed too. America is more developed.
So the population is the market. So even if Jamaica at its full capacity. And the people on the YouTube channel, please not to refrain from those comments as I'll ask you to leave. I'll remove you myself. We are not here to discriminate anyone, right? And everybody. That's part of the reason why kids cannot learn. Our kids are afraid to learn because you have those when people are expressing themselves and they don't quite understand, you go ahead and say them dunce and you do a bag of foolishness, right? Everybody have a dunce. Dunce is a part of life, right? So, so everybody know knowledge every day, right? Because right now me dunce in a certain aspect. If you ask if you build a plane, me dunce, right? You get what I say? And if you ask me for trim, if you ask me if actually go out there, go fix a car, me dunce. That's not my expertise. So everybody now have the knowledge in every area. So we respect each other and everybody's trying to learn. And here we provide a safe space that everybody can ask. I bet you ask it now and it's a stupid question and you get it rectified, then you go write foolishness on the exam. Okay? So let's back to this. So we are saying to you that if Jamaica is at full capacity, because Jamaica actually we actually produce a soda called bigger. Right? So if Jamaica at its full capacity export bigger, they would will not be able to meet the market in America because that market is too big. 1 million soda will last in America. So if we actually join together, we could have a larger production to meet a larger market. You understand that?
Yes.
Yes,
No.
sir.
Okay. So that's one explanation. And then we have others. We can allocate more resources to protect coastline from rising sea level. We heard that already. And this could include the building of protective barriers and broadwalks or boardwalks, I should say, sorry, right? And vegetating the coastlines and improving protection of the coastline would help to reduce the damage caused by rising sea levels. Barriers would help to shield coastline by absorbing, deflecting, and some of the energy of the wave, right? And I was asking which paper is this? This is a spec paper, right? Protecting and replant coastal vegetation can also work. Protecting and replanting coastal vegetation would reduce the impact of rising sea level since the roots and the body of the vegetation help to anchor and protect the soil and sand from erosion and also establish marine reserves, right? And law to protect the coral reefs, and that is very important, right? Your coral reefs, very, very important because that is what the tourists them come to see, right? Yes. Okay. Then we have coral reefs help to protect the coastline from wave attack by absorbing and deflecting the power of waves. And they also provide material for beaches, which also help to protect from the wave from attack. Are we comfortable? Is there any point here you want me to explain that you don't understand? So me take silence as golden. All right.
Yes.
And that's the end of the spec paper, excluding the essay, because of course you're going to do the essays tomorrow.
Sir, you
Alright.
have January 2025 paper?
I think so.
Okay.
But normally 2025 January, you really find that being repeated as much. January 2025 papers are normally a reflection of the June paper, right? Yes, the video will be posted. All right, so housekeeping matters now.
Housekeeping.
Let's see what's going on with the housekeeping matters. So first of all, the group. The group. So I'm going to get the link now for the group.
Thank you
Sir.
very much, sir. I really do appreciate everything. Thank you.
Yes, mommy. No problem. Which school do you attend? The school are secret. Because I know some schools, they don't want their kids to come online. I've always I've always got that I've always got that ushers that some schools don't really want to see their kids online. So I respect that also.
Sir.
All right. Yes.
Sir, excuse me. Sir, if you should send this paper, will the answers be on it?
Yes, ma'am. That's
So
the
can you send
benefit
the
of
paper?
that's the benefit of participating in this session.
Okay, sir.
So please to join that group that I sent in the chat for if you want the paper.
Can I copy the group link and send me, please?
All right. So now we can take 15 people for my next session on Zoom. The rest will have to go on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
In the group, can you, if you're sending a document previously, can you resend them, please?
In the group? No, sir. I didn't send any documents in the group. I formed the group today.
All right.
All right. So I need 50. The next session is paid for, so I only can take 15 persons for free. Can't take more than that.
Sir, I want to join.
Same.
So the people that might talk to me most, they might get the preference,
Sir Jamil.
The people that might talk to
Sir
me the most,
Jamila.
I gonna get the preference because
Jamila.
the rest can go on YouTube since they don't really like talk.
Sir, I've been here.
And we can respect that also there. All right, so let me.
Sir, I want to join the group
Sir,
for the next class.
let me out.
Sir, Renata would like to join the group.
Sir, may mommy, sir.
You have the privilege. You have the privilege that I'm your actual teacher, sir. So you must get through, sir.
Sir, can I log off now?
That if you want to, sir, sure.
Sir, can I join the group, please? Thank you. My name is Renata from Guyana. My name
Hi.
is.
All right, so I'm creating the thing. I'm manning two platforms, guys. So see with me a little. All right, so I'm going to go to the YouTube first and just let them have the link. Yes, man. Me hear you, man. All right. Are you still hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now I'm going to create the other group so that you guys can come in. So one group is for YouTube and one is for the Zoom.
Did you send a link in the chat, sir?
Yes, I sent the link to get the paper.
Oh, I'm not seeing it yet. Maybe my thing is slow.
I resent it a while ago again.
Oh, there it is.
He asked me if he can log off. Of course you can log off, sir. So for the people on YouTube, I sent the link in the group. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to send the link to the specific persons who I choose to join my Zoom classes later. All right, so let's look and see. May I get extra preference to, let me see what I go on. See what I go on.
Sir, I was the first one here. I was the first one here.
So I
Drop
remember
me in
people
love.
them were in here you
Sir,
can't
the
pronounce.
All right. Remember I talk one. Me love the man, me love the people that me talking and me can work with them.
Yes, sir.
What?
Remember me.
I'm searching for Shireen first.
Right
Sir,
here, sir.
Shireen, you'll be the first one I select.
sir,
Thank
I
you,
am
sir.
Shireen. I am also Shireen, sir. You could have two Shireens.
The Shireen that Shireen, yeah, she participated.
I did, for real, for real.
The Shireen, you're sure for me, no, you're not Shireen,
Yes,
no.
yes, sir. I'm right here.
May I search your name, Shireen?
Oh, yeah, search me. I'm still here. I'm with the darkest hand up.
Yes, I'm sending you the link privately.
Okay, bro.
Sir.
All right, my next candidate is Miss St. Catherine. Miss St. Catherine
Yeah.
has been participating. For the YouTube people, I'll be back. I will be back at just watch the channel and I'll be back. All right, so I'll be logging off for you guys.